Good morning, everyone. Is the screen is visible and am I audible? Just confirm in a chat box quickly. Okay, this lecture is for division 4 and batch is what? Second batch, right? D42 batch. Okay. So join that student only. That is 210 onwards, right? Is the screen is visible? Is the screen is visible? Yes or no? Okay, fine. And make a habit of joining the meeting in 1 or 2 minutes, right? If the lecture is at 10 o'clock, you need to join by 10:02 maximum, right? After 10:05, I'll not allow. Okay. So today we are going to start with which concept? The looping. Okay. In previously we have seen the if statement. Okay. There are so many types of if statements are there that we have covered. In that way, simple if statement, if else, nested if, right? That we have discussed. Now, one and also the conditional operator is there. That is what for decision making statement it is supposed to be used. Now, one thing is remaining, that is go to statement. Okay. So go to statement we will cover in after loop. Okay. Go to statement we will cover what? The after the loop concept. Fine. So today we are going to start with the loop statement. And yes, one thing I have given three, I think, problems in homework, right? So many students have sent, but one request is that don't copy paste from any source, either internet or your friend. Just try to write down program yourself compulsory. See, otherwise I'll not check. This is strictly last warning to you that if I feel like it is supposed to be copied from somewhere, then I'm not going to check, and also I'll stop giving you the examples for the homework, right? See, I'm giving the example, then from a 60 class only 15 to 20% or 15 to 20 students are sending the either a mail or in a telegram, right? So you are making practicing, but if I am supposed to stop that one, then you will not get any idea about that, right? So for you only I am giving you the homework. Fine. So many students have done what? They have just copy paste from the internet, so that I don't want. Okay, when I see the program I come to know that that is written by you or you have copy paste from somewhere. Okay. And that will be easy. As I told you, if right now there are 30 students are there in this batch, and if I'll give example, any example right now, then I'll get a 30 different program, that is for sure. Okay, there is no possibility like two students are supposed to write a program in same way. At least variable names are supposed to be different one, right? So I don't want that from the next type. Otherwise, I'll immediately stop that process. Okay, and I'll go in another way. So that is the first and last instruction. Okay, and the other thing is when you are supposed to draw the flow chart, just whatever the arrows are there, connect properly. Okay, from now onwards, you will make a habit of drawing it in a proper way. And again, don't copy paste from the somewhere else. Okay, because 2 to 3 students have sent in that way. Whatever the symbols that we have not seen even, right? In that way you are supposed to send me. So obviously that I'll not accept. Fine. Okay. So this is the instruction what I need to give. And if it is supposed to be, I feel repeated it, then I'll stop. Fine. So this is what a looping statement today we will start it with. Now looping, that means what? We can say the when there is a repetition is there, right? When there is what? A repetition is there, at that time we want what? A looping statement, right? So we have seen this one in the last lecture, that is what? Print. Okay, which flowchart is this for? Anyone? Just write down into the chat box. Which flowchart is this? What it will print that I want? Quickly, see, you are supposed to answer me quickly, right? Because now only there are what? 30 to 31 students, so it will be easy for you and me also, right? Yeah, it will be for what? To print to 1 to 10. Yes, very good, right? To print what? 1 to 10. Now I ask you in an exam, what it's required if I need to print what? 10 to 1. This is what it will print 1 to 10. Now 10 to 1. Okay. First we will see the common concept and then we will move to the syntax. Okay. So what is the changes required? Here I'll write with the red pen. Here it should be 10. Fine. The number should be start with what? 10. Now some of the students have sent it start with the 10, but they have not changed the condition. So what happened at the first time? Only the condition is supposed to be false and it will stop. It will not print anything, right? So what here the number condition should be changed. So that is change is what? The number greater than 1. Okay, any doubt into that? Fine. If it is true and display number same, now many students still send me like this in double quotation, so that I don't require. If you print like display number, so what happened? The output will be number will be displayed 10 times, right? That we have seen, so that we don't want. Fine. Now here there is a change, that is what? Minus number equal to number minus 1. So because it is start with the 10, it should be decrement by 1. Clear or any doubt? Everyone quickly, clear or any doubt in just a looping concept? We have not started still a C syntax. Okay, any doubt? Yeah, fine, fine. Okay. So the next thing is what? We'll start with the syntax. Okay, how we are supposed to write it. So we'll start with the syntax. So okay, this is just I have drawn already, right? Is here you can write down greater than 0 also. Then what is the change in output? Just think about that and after some time let me know. I have written what is number greater than 0. Okay, and number greater than 1. Is there any change in output? Just let me know after thinking for few seconds, right? The next one is what? If you want to implement a looping concept, no, it's not unlimited output. It's not like that. Because what happened when it will reach to 1, right? When your number reach to 1, again it is going to be decrement. At that time, it will become a 0. So the loop is not going to be infinite time. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is not the correct answer. The whoever 219 number. To implement a loop concept in the C, there are 3 statements are provided to you: the for statement, while statement, and do while statement. So first we'll start with what? A for, right? First we will start with what? A for statement. Clear? So the syntax first is what? The syntax. So I told you in the initially. See, just we'll move back to here again. See, what are the steps are required for that? So the steps are what? This is called what? I want a one variable to keep the track of what? How many times I need to continue with the loop. Okay. Or how it is supposed to be executed. So for that, I have taken a one variable and that is called what? I have initialized it by what? 1. So the first step is called what? The initialization. Okay. Then what? The another thing is required is what? A condition. The another first is initialization, second is condition, and third step is what required is what? Either increment or decrement in a value. That means what? The updation of variable. So either of the loop you are going to consider a for loop, while loop, or a do while loop. You need to consider this 3 steps: initialization, condition, and updation. Clear? Clear? Right? So for the syntax of the for loop. So for, see, the first one is initialization, then test the condition and update the variable. Update, that means what? Either you can do increment or decrement. So this all step will be written in a single line. Again repeating, this all steps are supposed to be written in a single line, and you can see that they are separated by comma. Okay, listen properly, they are separated by comma. Now whatever you need to continue, which statement you want to continue, say like in our flow chart, this display number, that is what? Continually it will be run for 10 times. Okay, so that is called what? Body of the loop. And it is written in what? Curly bracket compulsory. Okay, if there is only one statement, curly bracket is not required, but if more than one statement in a loop, then curly bracket is required. Same like a if statement. Fine. Any doubt in a syntax? So we will move to the example. Any doubt in the syntax? Initialization first step, test the condition, and third is what? The update the value of variable. So either it can be increment or decrement. Clear? Now the next one is what? The example is print hello 5 times. Print hello 5 times. So what I need to do? I need to take a one variable which will be what? I equal to 1. Fine. Now what is the condition? I need to print 5 times. So I value should be what? I less than or equal to 5. Now I need to do what? Increment. Why increment? Because I have start with what? 1. So I plus plus. Now you can see which operator is there. Anyone? Which operator is there? I plus plus. I have written a 231 number. 231 number. Unmute yourself. 231 number. Which number is this? I plus plus or which operator? Sorry. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Which operator is there? Plus plus is which operator?
Variable.
Which operator I am asking? There are so many types of operators are there. So that I am asking plus plus is a which type of operator? There are arithmetic operator, logical operator, increment, decrement operator, size of operator, relational operator, bitwise operator. Total there are 8 operators are there. So plus plus is a which type of operator? Other can write down into the chat box. Only 231 is supposed to be fixed. Quickly, you should know. Plus plus, that means which operator? So revise the concept. Okay, 231 number. I'll ask you again tomorrow. Fine, that means Monday, next lecture. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So yes, it is what? Increment operator. Okay, it is not a 238 number. Unary operator is there. It is not a type of operator. Okay, any operator can be classified in two ways. Either it will be unary or it will be binary. Fine, but this is plus plus is what? A increment operator. It is what? Increment operator. That means what it will do? It will do what? I equal to I plus 1. It will increment the value of I by what? 1. So normally in for loop, we are supposed to use what? Increment or decrement. Instead of this I plus plus, you can write this also. Both are same. What for the conveniency, we are writing what? I plus plus. Clear or a doubt? If any doubt is there in, because see, now whatever the programs are there that normally ask, that all are depend upon what? This only. Loop is going to be in any program. If and loop. So clear the concept right now only. Fine. If any doubt, then you can still ask. Okay. So you can write down this also and you can write down this, but normally we will prefer what? This. Okay. Now what I need to print? Print hello 5 times. So what should be my body of the loop? Only printf statement and what? Hello. This lesson I have used for what? Because I want to print hello in different line. That you know concept, right? Because if you are supposed to specify only in a hello, then what happened? Hello will be printed in a single line like this. Okay. Hello. Again, it will start hello. Okay. But I have provided this. So what it will print? It will print like that. Next, it will print in a new line. Okay. Clear this? Clear or a doubt? Anyone? Yes or no? Just confirm. So I come to know that is it required to repeat something or explain in another way? Fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Very good. So this is what the print 1 to 5, right? Normal. Now, sorry, print what? 5 times hello. Now, just I'm asking what I need to change, or just print 1 to 10. This is what we have just writing for loop. If you write down it in a program, so what you need to do, you have to write main and all thing. You need to declare I also. Fine. Right now we will write what? Only main logic of the program. Okay, print 1 to 10. So what is required here? Quickly print 1 to 10. What is required? Yes, anyone? What change is that? Yes, I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Yes, good. 2, 1, 3 number. So what I need to do for initialization, it will start with the 1. It is goes up to the 10 and it will what? Plus plus. Fine. Now what should I require in printf? See, I am writing only PF, right? Instead of printf short form. Yes, condition is this, increment is that. Okay, yes. The one student has written the condition, that is Kashyap, that is I less than 11, that is also correct one. So that's why I told you, when I'll give any program, there are so many way to write it, right? So what happened here, I usually used to write what? Less than or equal to. Whatever number last is there, I used to write less than or equal to. Some student will write what here? I less than 11. So that is also correct one. Fine. So this is the way. Okay. Now what I need to print 1 to 10. So my output should be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So what should I write here? That I need to know. What should I write here? 219 number. 219 number. Unmute yourself quickly. 219. Yes, 238. Only Fleshen or anything else? Rajvi? Yeah. Okay, Manthan. Little bit correct one. Fleshen is missing. Manthan. Okay, I asked someone to unmute. I asked 219 number is there or not? Not 219. See again, what I'll do, if you are not supposed to unmute, then also your absent is okay. I can. Why you can reply only? I told you, right, that you need to. Okay, your mic must be in a working condition from now onwards. Yeah, reply in a chat box. 219 number, reply in a chat box. Just type what I should write in printf. Yes, Joy, correct one. 229 number. 219 number. I am waiting for your reply. Quickly write down in a chat box. Okay, fine. Kashish, that is also correct one. 219 number, write down in a chat box. Yes. Yeah, okay. You just write down. I'll be waiting. Right. So in that way, what happened? You are supposed to print what? 1 to 10. Okay. So here what required? I need to print the value of variable. So what I'll do? I'll use %d, comma, and then I'll print what? I. Then I'll print I. And here /n, either you can do before or afterward, that is fine. So this will print what? 1 to 10. Fine. This will print what? A 1 to 10. Now the next one is what? Yeah, still you have not typed 219. Okay. So this is the thing. Now what is the modification is required? Listen the question properly. What is the modification is required to print 10 to 9 1 10 to 1? Again repeating, 10 to 1. What modification is required here in this program? Okay, I'll just rub all the things which are not necessary, because here now what I want output in another way. I'll what? Condition and these things are supposed to be changed. Printf is remain same, right? So that's why I explain you first in a flow chart, so that will be easy for you. Yes. Okay, just a minute. When you write in a chat box, write down all the things with the together: initialization, condition, and increment, decrement. Okay, 2 to 9 number. Only sign change is not, Munil. Sign change is not. Everything is supposed to be changed, right? Okay, yes, Joy, it's correct one. I equal to 10, I greater than or equal to 1, and I minus minus. Very good. I greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 is not there, only greater than 0, nil. Because if you write greater than or equal to 0, 0 will be also printed, right? So you just try all the things with different value after the lectures get over. That means all lecture gets over, right? Yes, Rajvi, in place of 1, we will put 10. That is correct one. But what about the condition and all? Fine. So, yes. Okay, fine. Done. So I think everyone is getting I equal to 10. Now the condition will be changed. I greater than or equal to 1. And if you write only greater than it is 0. Okay. And I minus minus. Okay. So what it will print? 10, 9, then 8, then 7, like this. Clear? Clear or a doubt? Fine. Okay, done. So this is the main concept: initialization, condition, and increment, decrement, that you need to remember. Okay, fine. So the next one is what? Print to 1 to n number. Now little bit change is that 1 to 10 number. Can anyone tell me? Before that, what we have seen? 1 to 5 number, 1 to 10 number, 10 to 1 number. So what happens? This is ending is given. That means where to end the loop, that is given. But now it is not given. It is what? N. N, that means it will general. N, it will, okay, I am explaining, Rajvi. 10, N, that means what? It is depend upon the user. It is depend upon the user. User will tell you that I need to enter what. Fine. User will tell you what I need to enter. So you can see that what? That is what? N. So my for loop should be what? I equal to 1. I is less than or equal to n, and I plus plus. This is the thing. And print f percentage d and only I, right? Now what should I know? I must have a value of n. So that what I will ask the user to enter. So what I'll do? Printf enter n and scanf percentage d ampersand n. Clear? What I'll do? I'll ask user to enter n. Printf enter any number, then scanf. Yes. Enter what? Yes, Kashish, right? That is n, and then printf what? Any number. So what happens? Suppose I'll give 50. So what it will do? It will print what? 1 to 50 number. If I'll give 25, it will print what? 1 to 25. Clear, everyone? This is just a simple program I have taken, that's why. Clear na? Okay. Yes. Any doubt? Anyone? Fine. So this is 1 to n number. Now what happened? This I have told you that what? Whenever any looping is there are the steps you need to follow: initialization, then what? Execution of statement, test the condition, and increment. So in this way it will be done. Now I'll show you how it is supposed to be, how the C will execute this program. Okay, how the C will execute this program. So you can see that first step is what? I equal to 1. What happened? How it is executing? I am explaining what? How it is executing. So first is what? I equal to 1, initialization. Then what happened? It will check the condition. What it will check? That I is less than or equal to 5 or not. If it is true, again, if that condition is true, then third is executed what? Body of the loop. When it will be executed? If condition is true. Fine. Now, if condition is false, then what happens? It will come out from the loop. If condition is false, it will come out from the loop. Then fourth step is what? Increment or decrement. Fourth step is what? Increment or decrement. After increment or decrement, what it will do? Again, it will goes to what? Step 2. Because what happened? I have changed the value of I. Now, after changing the value of I, again I need to check what? Condition. And again what? After 2, a 3. And after 3, there will be a 4. So you can see that 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 are what? They are repeating many times. Fine, they are repeating many times. While statement 1, initialization is done how many times? Because see, this type of question can be asked if there is a MCQ exam is supposed to be there. In any loop, initialization can be executed how many times? So once. Okay, and remaining statements are executed that depend upon the condition. Fine. So initialization is only once and others are repeated many times. Okay, done. Fine. Now the another thing is what? Okay, this is program what? 1 to n. Now these are the steps for what? Loop. Okay, these are the steps for what? A loop. Fine. Okay, done. Now the another program that I want to do now only, that is we have done what? Print anything 5 times or depend upon user, print 1 to 10 number, print 10 to 1 number, that means in reverse one. Okay, now sum of 1 to 10 or 1 to n. Now we will go for general program. Sum of 1 to n, that means what? 1 plus 2 plus 3. Right now we will go for the theory, and in second 20-minute part we will move to the practical, right? So that will be easy for you up to n. Clear? Using what? For loop. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 that I required. So what is the first step? I need what? N. So what I'll do? Scanf n, right? Any doubt in that? Scanf n. Then what I'll do? I'll start a for loop. I equal to 1. It will be start with 1 and goes up to what? N and then I plus plus. Now only thing I required is what? Body of the loop. Clear? I want what? What should be in this body of the loop? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me? How you will do 1 plus 2 plus 3? So again, I'm explaining what happened. I'll take a one extra variable sum, and initially I put the 0 value into that. Again, I'll take a one extra variable, that is what? Sum, and initially the value of sum is what? 0. Now what I'll do? I'll do one statement, that is what? The sum equal to sum plus I. So what it will do? Can anyone tell me? Sum equal to sum plus I. Suppose I will write here sum equal to sum plus I. So what happened here? Sorry, here there will be equal to, right? So initially sum is what? 0. Initially sum is what? Here I'll do sum and also I'll do I. Initially sum is 0. And what is I? 1. So after executing sum equal to sum plus I will be having what? 1. Fine. Again it will goes where? I plus plus. First step is this, second is this, third is this, and fourth is this. Now I is incremented. So what is the value of I? 2. And at that time, what is the sum value? Previously, what is sum? 1. So this is what? 1. Fine. Now what it will do? Sum equal to sum plus I. So what is the previous value of sum? That is 1. And what is the current value of y? That is 2. So 1 plus 2, that means what? 3. Again what happened? I is incremented. So I will become what? 3. Now what is the previous value of sum? That is 3. Now 3 plus 3, because sum equal to sum plus I, that is 6. Okay. Understanding what I am telling you? Yes or no? Yes or no? Anyone? Yes. Okay, fine, fine. Yeah. Okay, so this is the way how to do the addition of we can say the 1 to n number, right? Anyone is having doubt, then please let me know. I will clear first in a theory and then we will move to the program part. If you will be having any difficulty still, I can explain it once and then we will move to the programming part quickly. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So in this way, so what happened here? Sum, I have taken a variable which is used for what? To do the value of or to do the addition, right? And initially it must be 0. If you forgot to assign 0 into that, then what happens? If you are not supposed to take anything into that, then what happens? The value of sum is what? Garbage one. The value of sum is what? A garbage one, right? So that we don't require. So compulsory you need to take what? A 0 into that. Okay, fine. So just quickly, I'm ending this session and you need to rejoin it. We will move to the programming part. Fine. Okay. So just rejoin. Is the screen is visible, everyone? Is the screen is visible? Okay, fine. So the first program is what? Simply we will do what? Print hello 5 times, right? We'll do what? Print hello 5 times. That we will do. So just I have write a little bit code here, right? Print hello 10 times. Then what? Include the file integer main, and I have declared a I. Why? Because I will be using in for loop. So whatever variable you are supposed to use, compulsory you have to declare that those variables, right? So compulsory you need to do that. So you can see that what? Integer I. After that I'll start writing what? For loop. So the first step is what? Initialization. So I'll start with what? 1, right? Then what? Here I want to print hello how many times? 10 times. I need to print hello how many times? 10 times. So I'll do what? I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Fine. Then what is there? Body of the loop. Okay. Next step is what? Body of the loop. So what should I need to write? Print f and simply in double quotation with slash n and hello. So this is the thing. And if you have marked one thing, same like a if statement, for statement is also not end with what? Semicolon. Never do the semicolon at the end of the for loop. So, and if you do it, it will not give a error. Listen properly and try to execute that. If you do the semicolon at the end of for loop, it will not give any error, but what? It won't execute body of the loop. It will assume what? The body of the loop is empty. Okay. So this is the thing, return 0. Fine, return 0. Okay, done. Just I'll save that program and I'll run that. Okay. Yes. So the output, just a minute, it'll take some time, I think. Yes. So see, it will print hello, hello, hello. One line is here because of what? Okay, output screen is display. Can you see now? Can you see the output screen? Quickly, yes or no? Yes, yes. Okay, fine. Right. So hello will be printed what? 10 times. With that, if you want to print value also, that hello will be printed how many times? So how you will do? Can anyone tell me? I want to print what? The value of I also, right? So what I'll do? I'll write a percentage D and I. Yes, I. Okay. So what happened? It will print I also with the hello. Okay. Just a minute. I'll admit all. Okay, fine. So we'll run this program again. So you can see that the 1 to 10 is also printed and hello is also printed. Fine. Okay. So in this way you can do the program. Now in same I'll change it, print 1 to 10 numbers. Print 1 to 10 numbers. Fine, print 1 to 10 numbers. So what is the required here? Only I'll remove what? Hello. Okay. Is there any doubt? Anyone in this? Whatever program we have seen in the theory, same program I am running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. Any doubt? Any doubt? Okay. Now, the another thing is I need to print 10 to 1 now. I need to print in a same program C 10 to 1. Okay. Who is supposed to tell me what I should write? Anyone? You can raise your hand also, right? Yes. Yeah. Yes. I equal to 10. I greater than or okay. Fine. Fine. Yes. Yes. So what I'll write here, I is start with the 10. I will be what? Greater or equal, we can say the 1, we can write, fine. And instead of plus plus, it should be minus minus. Okay. Okay. Now, is there any problem in this? Anyone or any doubt? Reverse. I have done what? The reverse printing. Okay. So just we'll check the output quickly. You can see that 10, 9, 8, 7 up to 1. Fine. Okay. Okay, done. Now I'll print what? I'll print 1 to n number. Just concentrate. I'll do all the program in one only because the simple programs are there. Okay, now what modification I required? I need from you only. Answer I need from you only. Answer I need from you only, people. Yes. Just a minute. I'll. Okay. Only one condition, that is I greater than 0. No. I want to print 1 to n. So yes, 2 to 9 number. You are correct one. I equal to 1. I less than or equal to n. I plus plus. One change is there, right? One change is there. That is what? Yes. The another change scanf n. Correct one. 2 to 4 number. The answer is correct one. Another change is what? Two changes are there. One is what? I need to include n. I am just writing small n, okay, instead of capital N. Then I'll do what? Printf, enter n. Anything you can write, any message you can write. Then I need to do what? A scanf, right? Then %d and then ampersand n. Fine. Now after that, what is required here? You can see that for I is start with 1, I should be what? Less than or equal to n, and obviously I need to do what? Increment. Okay, this change n and this condition. Okay, clear everyone? Yes, sum equal to sum is not required right now, because we are not doing sum of 1 to n. I need to just display 1 to n. Then we will move to the sum of 1 to n. Okay, 238 number. Right now only this. Okay, fine. Any doubt in this? This program is for what? To print 1 to n number. It will be depend upon the user. Whatever the entered by the user, that is supposed to be there. Okay, clear? just a minute. Okay, fine. So see, enter n. I will be having enter n. Now, if I'll enter 25, so what it will do? It will print 1 to 25. Clear? Okay. Suppose the program, it will be asked print n to 1. Print n to 1, right? Then what happened? What happened? N to 1, then just condition is supposed to be changed. Fine. Then only what? The condition is supposed to be changed. Okay. Yeah, and decrement. Yes, yes. Initialization, condition, and decrement. These three changes are there. Okay, fine. Yes, yes. So now we will do what? Sum of 1 to n number. In this program only, in this file only, sum of 1 to 10 numbers. Or 1 to n numbers. Take 1 to n number. See, when it will be n, it is called a general program. And when you are taking fixed value, it is called what? A static program. Fine. Okay. So what is the change required? Can anyone tell me? Okay. As already we have discussed in the theory, right? We have already discussed in a theory. It is, I think, showing here right side. Okay. So what is the change is required? Yes, 2 to 3 number. Unmute yourself, 2 to 3 number. Quickly. Yes, 2 to 4 number. That is correct one. Jai, yeah, it's a correct one. You are correct. 2 to 3 number. Unmute yourself quickly. Harsh. Are you there? 2 to 3. Otherwise, you will be marked as the absent. 2 to 3 number. Okay, fine. So any other, just raise your hand by yourself who want to give the answer. What change is required if I want to do sum of 1 to n number? I want one student from your side. Just raise your hand and make a habit of try to speak in a live lecture, then and then you will get a more idea. Yes, yeah, Kashish, right? Manthan. No, why you are writing in N2? I don't want that. I ask what? Print sum 1 to n number, sum of 1 to n number. Okay. 2 to 3 is not there, right? I'll consider it as absent. Okay, so what I required another variable, that is what? Sum, and it must be assigned what? 0. Again, I required which variable? Sum, and it must be what? 0, right? Now the next thing is what? Printf enter n, that is same as I equal to 1 and I equal to less than or equal to, all are same. Just the thing is change is what? Here it's sum equal to sum plus I. Okay, sum equal to sum plus I. Now the question is where I need to print the sum. Okay, because when I'll get the output, I want the total sum, that 1 to 10 is having, I think, 55 around answer, right? So how I can decide that, or how, at which place I need to write it? Anyone? At which place I need to write it? In loop or out of the loop? Outside the for loop. Yes, I need to write what? Outside the for loop. Why? Because I need to print only once. So print f sum, I'll write in some formatting, sum equal to %d, and after that sum, right? Yes. Then okay, outside the loop. Yes, sum equal to, yeah, fine. So this is the thing. Okay, you can see that enter the n. I'll enter 10 only because I know the answer 55, right? Then we will check for the another. You can see that sum equal to 55. Now what happen if I have write down sum here? Control X, just I'll move here for your understanding only, right? Because we are running loop statement first time. So many students may have a doubt also that what is supposed to be there. Enter 5. I'm only entering 5. So you can see that sum equal to 1, sum equal to 3, sum equal to 6. That means what? All the intermediate sum as we have seen in the theory, right? So they are going to be done. Clear? So if you want to print only once, better it is what? Just print the outside the loop. Fine, this is. Okay, any other doubt, anyone in this program specific? Okay, and how it will be executed? If any doubt, then still I can explain. We will be having 2 minutes, right? If you are having doubt in this, that why we have taken some variable, why we are doing sum equal to sum plus I, okay, fine. Okay, if it's clear, then it's very good, fine. Now the thing is what, the question, if I have not assigned 0 to it, if I have not assigned sum equal to 0, then what happened? Okay, what happened? That means suppose I'll enter 5. So you can see that, okay, sometimes it will take a garbage value, not every time. Ma'am, but we get the answer 15, sum of 1 to 5 years. Just a minute. Okay. I'll run the same program for. See, it will give you what? For n equal to 10, it will give you 71. And that is incorrect. Why? Because if you not initialize the sum with 0, then what happens? It will take random value. Because whenever first time it is supposed to be executed, I'll just a second, we'll do the annotation and then write. See here what happened, you can see that initially when I equal to 1, sum must be 0, right? Otherwise what happened when you are doing sum equal to sum plus I? So what happened here, this is sum equal to here, any garbage value it will take first time. And then 0 will, the 1 will be added to it. So any random value can be there in an answer. Fine. So to avoid this thing, we should have what? The sum equal to 0. Clear? Clear what I explained? Clear or not? See, again I have done what? Sum equal to 0, and once I'll again run that. So you will get the proper answer. Just a minute, something is pressed that. Okay, fine. No, ma'am, I'm telling that at least last we get answer 15. That means what? I'm not getting. Rajvi, just a minute, wait, I'll unmute you after running this program. 10, 55 answer, right? Yeah, Rajvi, now you can speak. If you, okay, what is your roll number? 238. Instead of writing, you just speak. So I'll resolve your query quickly. Yeah, Rajvi, now you can unmute. Yes.
Ma'am, I am telling that if we are writing the program outside the loop, then only we can get the answer, no?
No, you will also get the answer if it is inside the loop. But what happens if you write inside the loop? Then what happens when the condition is supposed to be false, right? So you will get an answer 1 which is previous to the answer. If we will write, yes, you are correct one. If I'll write here, see, I'm writing this here also. See, just a minute, we will clear this. It's very good, right? And here I'll make some modification. I am writing final sum. Okay, and 1 is what I'm writing inside the loop also. Then you can see the difference that suppose I have entered 5. Then what happened? You can see that no, it will be printing sum equal to 15 and final sum equal to 15. Because we have written what? Less than or equal to n. But sometimes
only I am telling that we get the answer that the sum of all the number will be this.
Yes.
So we can inside out also, no?
You can write inside the loop, but it will go give you all intermediate output also. That I am telling you. Fine.
Okay.
other there is no difference. But what happened, it will give all the inbuilt or intermediate value, because sum is going to be changed in every value of I. Initially 1, then 3, then 6. So all you will get. So what happened, and when this is required, suppose sometimes if there is any error is there, okay, and there is a long program is there, and if you can't find out the error, that what is the error inside the loop, right? So at that time, what we are usually need to do, we will do what? We will write something in the for loop. So we will get the idea that whatever is calculated, is it correct or not? Fine. So there is the advantage of what? To print anything in a loop, within loop. So you will be having the better idea. Fine. Okay. So this is about the today's session. Only for loop we have considered. In next lecture, I will start with while and do while. Fine. Because okay, now homework program is just a second, I'll give you, and then we will end the session. For this homework is you need to okay, factorial of a number. Factorial of number. Here we have done what? Sum of number. That means sum of what? 1 to n. Okay. So it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus like this. Now factorial of a number, that means what? Suppose I need to factorial of 5. So what I need to do, it should be a multiplication like this. So indirectly what I am asking, instead of sum, you need to do multiplication of 1 to n number. So that is your what? Factorial of a number, right? In that one, you need to make a general program. That means what? I need to enter n only. So factorial of a number, that means whatever n you are entering, you need to find out the factorial of n. Clear? Homework clear? Just only one change is there. Here plus, instead of plus, multiplication is there. Now instead of 0, another value is required in multiplication. Fine? So that is your homework. Okay? Okay, fine. Now you can leave the session.